Hey guys, Vick here and welcome to another review. Today we are looking at the Billow V2 from Eciggity and EHPro. It's a collaborative piece. This was sent to me by Todd from Todd's Ecig Reviews, Todd in the Shed Todd. Just Todd. He has an amazing charity raffle going on at the moment, and there's a link in the description to that charity raffle. Please check it out because you stand to win some amazing prizes. I'll put a link to the prizes and a link to the way you get the tickets. Absolutely incredible. So go and check that out for a really good cause as well. So go check that out. Yeah. So Todd sent me this on, and I know he had some good times with it, but he had some bad times with it as well, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. What you've got here is a dual coil rebuildable tank atomizer, and we will go straight up close. I'll show you the build I've got in it, and I'll show you how it works and stuff, and then we'll come back up top and give you the pros and cons. See you in a sec. Okay guys, here we are up close with the Billow V2 from EHPro and Eciggity. This is the packaging. It's got all that stuff, etc. And in the box, not too exciting, just a couple of O-rings and a blue screwdriver for your collection. So we'll put that away. Here is the gubbins. Actually, I'll just show you on the box. I've lost the drip tip, but that's what it looks like. So deal with that. I'm using my Signature Tips glass drip tip. I think it looks alright. But we'll put that to one side, I guess, for now. Okay, so this is the EHPro Billow. Obviously, now one thing to notice is it starts off 22mm down here and it goes up to about 23.5, something like that. So the tank is wider. So bear that in mind if you're an aesthetics type of person. That is the copper 510 pin there. Glass tank. So be careful for that. Bear that in mind as well. But let's start taking it apart. To access the deck and to fill it up, it is really simple. You literally just unscrew this section here. And then you're left with sort of like a K-front chimney here. Got your coils in there, I'll show you those in a sec. And you can see the holes that the juice runs up through, etc. On this side, you've just got your tank, and you just fill it down those holes. And I'll do that in a sec as well, because I don't have much left in. Let's get a little bit of cloth. Give it a little dry. Okay, so if you unscrew this chamber, you will see your wicks and coils. You can see mine there. So you've got Phillips screws, 4 posts with holes, and you've got the air coming from underneath there. You've got your 2 wicks going down the channels, talk about that in a sec. But yeah, so I've got that like that. Now, this is where people will, you might be hearing horror stories about this. The wicking, it has to be dead on for it to perform well. How I have found best is, and I don't know if I can get close enough. Can I get close enough? But basically, it needs to go not in the channel, right on top of this cup, and it needs to fill that cup. If you don't fill that cup, juice will pour over into the airflow. If you go down the channel, you'll get dry hits. You literally need your wick sat right there where that one is, right on the cup. Maybe slightly too much on that side, but it does seem to be doing alright. And on that side there, and there. So really, less is more. Now, the deck and the chimney that goes on top of this deck, it only allows for 2.5mm max diameter coils. I strongly recommend 2.5mm coils because that will allow the perfect size of wick for those cups on top of the channels that we're talking about. that your wick width will be perfect if you use 2.5 coils, and the coils really fit nicely over these air ducts. So I genuinely think this is a very decent build in here. Obviously it's a bit dirty because I've given it a right old go. But we'll screw this back on. Hopefully that's absolutely fine. Nothing seems to have moved or anything, which is good. I have got gingerbread brulee from Grumpy Vapes, and that's not actually the official packaging. That was an early release bottle, but to fill it up, and this is my favourite thing about it, you literally, it's like filling a clearomizer basically. Turn it upside down and squirt this in. Look at that, absolutely diamond. I'll put at the bottom of the screen what the capacity of the tank is. I'm not sure myself. And then you literally just screw this back on. So yeah, so don't forget that, you know, you might be hearing horror stories about how fiddly the wick is, but don't forget at any time you can turn it upside down and play with your wick and then put it back together. I'll put my tip back on, and we are rocking and rolling, ready to go with this now. So we'll go back up top. Okay guys, so that build that I showed you down low, that's a 0.45 build, dual coil, 26 gauge Canthal. It's about 6-7 reps on each side. It came out about 0.45, but it is absolutely rocking in here. Strongly recommend 2.5mm diameter coils for this tank. Okay, so you might be hearing horror stories in forums, other reviews, I don't know, about this tank due to how fiddly it is to get the wicking just right. As I showed you up close, if you go down those channels, it'll dry hit, and if you don't fill those cups just before the channels, it's going to come over the top of the deck and down the juice well, and so that is a big issue. You've got to get that wicking just right. But that being said, you can turn it upside down, access the deck, play with your wick until your heart's content. It didn't take me too long to get it exactly how I wanted it for the juice that I've got in here and for the coils that I've got in here. So now I have got it just right. Check this out. I think from an RTA, that's class, and the flavour's good as well. I'm really happy with how this is now performing. I'm really loving it. So let's just get into it. The negatives. Okay, one major negative stands up really high for me, and that is how easy it is to adjust this airflow ring. It's just so loose. I mean, it's not loose so that you could like shake it different, but it moves so easy, and sometimes I've picked it up, accidentally brushed it, and I've been, you know, the airflow's been closed, and I've been like, what's going on? So be aware of that. It's not a game changer, it's not a deal breaker for me at all, but it is a bugbear, and it'd be so much better if it clicked into place, in my opinion. Also on the airflow, the adjustments, I mean, they do work to make the adjustments, but I'm only finding a really nice vape with them fully open. It's got that classic that they all seem to have now. It's quite noisy airflow when you suck it. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's got that swooshy, slightly noisy airflow, you could say, as a possible negative, I guess. The other thing is, I don't particularly recommend this RTA for out and about, because of the way the deck's designed, because of how easy it is for it to get too juicy and a bit of juice go down that airflow. I don't see it as a super practical out and about tank. No, I don't. Also on that note, if you've got a mod like this that you need to charge on its side, I left it charging on its side and a bit did dribble out. And so again, you know, it doesn't really want to be on its side because of the nature of those air holes, so big and literally sat on the deck. So again, you know, I just don't see it as an out and about tank. Another thing from an aesthetical point of view, it starts at 22 mils and it goes out to 23 mils. And so I put it on the paps, the new paps that I've got that I just reviewed last. It looked a bit crap. It looked a bit crap on the paps, to be honest with you. So that's something to bear in mind, looks wise. Let's get into the positives. The positives while I'm here is this. If you want it to, it properly chucks it. The airflow is perfect for it. The coils you can get in here is perfect for it. You know, and this is on a mech. Don't forget this is on a mech, so it's not like I'm just chucking volts at it to get clouds. You know, this vapes like a train if you really want it to. Also, alongside that, and this might fly against regular convention, I find with this particular build the flavour to be lovely, really, really lovely. I really like the flavour I'm getting from this tank. Shout out again to Grumpy Vapes Ginger Brulee. So that is a thing. The tank capacity is a positive, nice big tank capacity in here. Here's the tank capacity. Glass tank as well, so you don't need to worry about tank crackers. The airflow when fully open I think is very good and very decent and very adequate. What else? The flavour's great, it vapes great. Once you've got the wicking right, it wicks great. The price is excellent. I've seen it for about 26 quid in the UK, so what's that? I reckon you probably get it for about 32, 33, 34 dollars in America, something like that. Eciggity, you know, they'll have it for sure around that price. So I think it is an excellently priced item. There's no obvious flaws. It's got a nice 510 pin on it. Overall, I really like this tank. Once you've got it set up right, I think it's absolutely magic, and I'm really, really enjoying using it. I've got to give it a positive review, but obviously bear in mind the things I've said about the wicking and how to set it up. I'm really happy with how it's now set up, but I wouldn't use it out and about just because of the nature of the design. So that's the Billow V2. I hope that's okay. And I'll see you again for 2 more mod reviews. Got 2 more back-to-back mod reviews next, so stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.